No depth perception.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that was like just the beginning of a party. Man, a lot has happened since I had my last video come up, but I'm not here to talk about,
oh, boo-hoo, why can't I have videos out in time?
I've done that too many times. But yeah, a lot has happened since my last video. I had some furries come over, and I also ended up going to an event in Wisconsin called Fang. And I've never actually really been to Wisconsin, like been to it. I brought my camera with me and everything. I had no idea what the event was gonna be about. Yeah, needless to say, right up until I got into the club, I was able to kind of film stuff. But then once I got in, I was like, you know what? I can film bits and pieces of this, but like just due to the vibe of the place, I would probably get this video like age restricted really fast. It's a very fun event, super awesome. I would recommend going to Fang if you haven't been to it before. It just felt like a furry nightclub on steroids. But yeah, here's a little bit of footage of that event.
How you know you've made it in life for staying at a DoubleTree.
I'm gonna bring this with me and see how far I can get.
It's at least like 8 people, and that's about as much as I can count. So,
it is a very, very big line. It stretches around the back of the building.
there's like a lot of furries here, and I really don't know how I feel about furries. I've kind of got a mixed opinion of them. I mean, on the one hand, I am one.
Oh, I think you're a furry?
But like,
I thought you didn't shave this morning.
I'm furry adjacent, okay? It's technically different.
Who's your favorite furry?
My favorite furry, me.
He does not consent.
And yeah, that was pretty much all I was able to film. Like literally right after that, I was like, oh, all right, we're gonna put this camera away. I don't want to be known as that guy who's just walking around like recording stuff they shouldn't. You know, like people are there to have a good time. I'm not there to ruin their parade. All of that aside, is not what today's video is about. Today's video is going to be about something a bit more insidious. Something that's kind of been in the furry fandom for a little bit. It kind of feels like the furry fandom's wheel of drama. You just kind of pull a little string and then it goes back to the next topic. And this time, it happens to be the wonderful art of poodling. And if you're ever kind of wondering, like, hey, Caff, I already understand poodling. This video is probably not going to be for you. This is going to be for people who are like, I have no idea what poodling is. Is it a type of animal?
I'm a poodle. Is this a video about me?
The whole reason I even kind of came up with this idea is because of a certain convention talking about what you can and cannot wear for the fursuit parade. What constitutes a full suit? I'm not going to name the convention. If you're on social media enough, you're probably going to find out what convention it is without me name dropping them. Needless to say though, they had some policies on what constitutes a full fursuit. Granted, I'm not here to drag that convention through the mud, right? That is not my intention. I don't want to like get on the naughty list for this con. This just kind of brings up a topic though. Poodling. Just for a little bit of a recap on what poodling is. Poodling is when you wear part of a full suit. The head, paws, and tail, but you skip the bodysuit. So you're still a character, you're still vibing, but yes, a human limb is out there, exposed for the whole world to see. Kind of like what I'm doing right now. I am, in essence, poodling. And if you're kind of wondering where the word comes from, poodles, when they're shaved, can kind of look like what I am right now, right? Like I got all this fur, and then, you know, my hairy arms aside, there's just skin exposed, right? It is not a personality trait. It's not some kind of shadowy cabal lingering out in the fringes of furry society trying to control everything. It's just fashion in the furry fandom to a degree, but somehow poodling is like this really controversial thing. So for the longest time, people were like, magic. Everything has to deal with the magic of the event, the magic of the venue, the magic of being a life-size talking animal person. For some reason, whenever you show human skin, it kind of breaks the illusion, right? Like you now know that there is a person underneath there. To be completely fair and transparent, I never once in a million years thought that, yes, that's right, I've been alive for a million years, thought that there was an actual talking animal in front of me. Like the thought did not occur to me that there was a bipedal fox walking around giving people hugs and not a person on the inside. That illusion was already kind of shattered for me. Follow Me Eyes though, that's another story. Follow Me Eyes scared the crap out of me when I first joined the fandom. But a lot of furries will probably cite tradition or immersion when it comes to poodling. So people end up getting up in arms about streaking in the furry fandom. That's pretty much the closest thing I could describe poodling without actually streaking in the furry fandom. Don't do that. You're probably gonna get kicked out of a con. Actually, you are gonna get kicked out of a con. If you find a convention where you can streak and not get kicked out of that hotel, let me know in the comments, but I have yet to hear of a con that is streaker friendly. So I'm gonna kind of get into some of the reasons why somebody would choose to poodle, right? Like it's not just something that you wake up one day and you're like,
Oh my god, I'm gonna poodle so hard.
right? Like that's not really what it is. So one of the first reasons, and probably the most obvious out there that I'm kind of experiencing right now, it's hot. It is very hot in this fursuit. It is the face of the sun incarnate inside of an animal head. So if you're gonna be going around suiting all the time, you might end up overheating if you don't take a lot of trips to the headless lounge. Your fursuit is a portable sauna. Unless you happen to have ice packs inside of your fursuit to keep yourself a little chilly, you're probably gonna get really hot. You could bake lasagna inside of one of these things. Another thing that can lead to poodling, why poodling is a thing, is the cost. A good full suit costs what some people pay in rent. Poodling is a way to sort of partake in that furry fandom without going bankrupt and selling a kidney on Etsy. I'm sure somebody's bought a fursuit that way. Fursuits are expensive. And not everybody is just gonna be like, I'm just gonna dish all this money out to get a full suit. That's unreasonable and unrealistic to expect that of everybody in the furry fandom, right? I mean, I can't 100% speak to this myself though, because I don't know, I might be in kind of a weird camp. I literally ate ramen for like a good chunk of time and just dedicated my existence in a very unhealthy way to getting a fursuit. That is not what I would ever expect anybody to do. My case is a little different. And also, you know, I was pretty well off at the time. I didn't have like a whole bunch of bills or all these external real life stuff going on. So I get it. And another thing that I'm gonna kind of get into a little bit, it could also be done for medical reasons as well. Some people have reasons from like physical or sensory or other kinds of needs where wearing a fursuit, like just the head for example, kind of provides that level of comfort. And I don't wanna be the kind of person that's like, no, sorry, you can't do it. You can't partake in the fun because it's ruining my fun. And that's pretty much all I'm gonna cover on that topic. I don't feel like I'm qualified to really give huge pieces of advice on the physical or mobility portion of that, you know, but it is a factor to consider. Another one is suit progression. Some people might not actually have their fursuit done yet, you know, they might be working on it or having bits and pieces mailed to them, and the full fursuit isn't there yet. They're kind of building the fursuit as it comes. And you know, like at that point, you know, you might just have like a head, if you're lucky, or you could just have paws and a tail. Honestly, the term for poodling, it's kind of loose and fast. Like, I don't really feel like there is a 100% you are poodling or you are not, but not everybody spawns into the fandom with a finished $4,000 fursuit like it's a Pokemon evolution. That is not the case. You do not just evolve into your final form. So a lot of furries out there are probably still building their fursuits. And if you're not, that's okay too. Just continue being you. And another one that is kind of a little bit of a different one is aesthetics. I do it for the aesthetics. I love accessorizing clothes with my fursuit whenever I choose to go poodling, which is pretty frequently. I am a big proponent of poodling. Some people do it for the aesthetic reasons, you know, if you want to mix and match your outfit out there to kind of have it complement your fursuit head. It's kind of like a partial at that point, which, I mean, I don't know, is partialing a form of poodling? Let me know in the comments. I need to know this. Like, where's the clear mark where when you're poodling versus not? But yeah, you could definitely mix and match your outfits with your fursuit and come up with a completely new style. It's kind of freeing. Once you have that ability to kind of just change things in and out, I like to just have my my vaporwave jacket. I like to wear all the time with my fursuit. I even wear it with my kigu. And that's just because it's like freaking hot. It is freaking hot inside of my fursuit. So yeah, that's kind of like my little recap of like why somebody would choose to get into poodling and kind of sort of what it is, you know? So that way you're informed when you join the furry fandom, if you're considering joining or if you've been in the furry fandom for a long time and this is just old news. I don't know, maybe hopefully this added a little bit of an entertaining perspective to it. I don't know. So the next time you see somebody poodling at a con, don't side-eye them, you know? Like, don't mutter under your breath. Freaking poodlers. Don't clutch your badge like they're about to mug you. and just let people be fuzzy in peace. So if you've made it this far, you're a real one. You know who you are. If you like this content, feel free to like and subscribe, and I don't know, maybe hit that bell button for some juicy notifications. And I'm gonna see all of you on the next video. Yes! Oh my goodness. Bye.
Oh my goodness, I'd like to give a huge thank you to the following Gold Egg patrons: Ashira Pony, Funtime Wolf, Cinder Kitten, Apollo Bunny, Dynamo, DH, Emerith Cantonine, Eoric Bernison, and Moodle. And a huge thank you to all my other patrons and supporters as well. If you'd like to consider becoming a patron, check me out on the link above. Oh my goodness, thank you.